I just want to let you guys know that I'm stepping down as the pastor of Steadfast Baptist Church. I haven't been ruling my house well. I've been a terrible husband and father. I'm the one at fault in the situation. My wife and my kids, they're not to blame. I love Steadfast Baptist Church. I love my family. This is the best decision as for my family and this church to make. We plan on staying here as members of this church. I'm very sorry for the hurt this may cause people, the discouragement. I'm so sorry. I love you guys. I wish I wouldn't have let it get to this point. Thank you, Pastor Anderson, for coming to help us, help my family, and help my wife and I. And I love you guys.
Hey guys, it's Brother Romero. I just want to make this video for our church family and for the people that listen online. And I just want to tell you I'm sorry for what I've done, and explain what happened. I know everybody's heard stories, and people probably don't know, exactly what happened. They know the sins I've committed, but they probably don't know exactly how it all took place. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I do want to apologize and just tell you guys I'm sorry. I've lied to many of the people at our church, and last Wednesday I resigned, and I didn't tell anybody all the details, and I guess my thinking was that I didn't want the church to be caught up in a great big scandal. I didn't want the church's reputation to be destroyed because of my sins. And I went to Jacksonville, and I went to a casino, and I was drinking, and there were girls there that were prostitutes, and I committed adultery on my wife multiple times. I drank and gambled multiple times. I even smoked weed. I went back to sins that I've committed before in the past, and it even caused me to commit sins that I had never done before. I've completely shattered our life, my wife's life, and our kids, and I know I've hurt a lot of people at Steadfast, and I know I've discouraged a lot of people. I just want to say I'm sorry. There's no excuse for what I've done. I know there's a lot of people that are going to find it hard to accept my words, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. I guess only time will tell. We plan on finding an old IFB type church that we can go to and serve the Lord. I haven't changed anything I believe. I still believe exactly the same. I went into sin, and I committed horrible, grievous sins. There's no doubt about that. And on top of all the sins, I think what's hurt our church the most, and what's hurt some of the people that are, I think, the most hurt and the most angry at me, is that I lied to them. I lied right to people, right to their ear, right to their face. And I'm sorry for that. There's no excuse for it. It's not excusable, and all I can do is say I'm sorry, and I'm trying to turn our life around, trying to turn my life around for the Lord's sake and for our family's sake. Hopefully, even if you can't forgive me, at least maybe it'll give you some closure and help you to move on. I'm thankful that Steadfast has a new pastor that can start leading them to move past this situation, and their greatest works are ahead of them. I love the church, and what we did while we were there isn't for nothing. Even if I've lost every reward, you haven't, and the goal, the strides you made, the people you've gotten saved, and the growth you've had in your Christian life is not for nothing. the Lord will continue to bless you. And I'm sorry for this whole situation. I'm sorry that the church's name is being dragged through the mud now. I don't blame anybody. If you still, are angry and upset, I understand. I've never been a part of a church scandal like this. I've never been hurt like this by a pastor. I've never been involved in anything like this. So, on your end, I don't know what you're going through. I'm sorry. But, if you want to continue to be angry at me and that helps you to move on, then I don't know. I guess that's good. But I will say, don't be mad at my wife. I know people are angry at my wife, but she did the right thing. She did the right thing, and in the long run, this is what's best for our church. God's not going to bless a church whose pastor is committing all these grievous sins. He's going to judge the church. And now that I'm not there, he can bless the church and push the church forward. So, our plans for the future are just to find an old IFB church to go to and hopefully be restored, in our marriage. I'll obviously never pastor again, and I don't have any intention on doing so. I just want to go to church and raise my children, and so hopefully they never commit the same sins and don't go the same path that I've gone down. Probably have my wife and I probably have to go to marriage counseling. Thankful for Pastor Anderson that came here last week, and he counseled my wife and I and a great deal. And we saw a side of him that a lot of people don't see. And he counseled with us, and he cared about us, and he cared about my wife and my kids. And I am grateful for him for that. I'm very, very thankful. Pray for my wife, pray for my kids. They don't deserve what's happening to them. I've confessed to them, my children, everything I've done, and they're obviously devastated, and they're having a very hard time with it as well. And so, I don't have anything else I can say. I just want to say I'm sorry, and again, I hope this brings you closure, and I hope one day you'll be able to find it in your heart to forgive me. My wife has forgiven me, and my kids have forgiven me, and whenever someone hurts you, sometimes they have to forgive you over and over, and my wife is doing that. She's forgiven me, so we're going to start moving on with our lives, and I probably will never see us again, but I don't know. Love you guys. I'm sorry for lying to you guys. I'm sorry for all these sins and the covering it up and not stepping down the first time that I did it. Those type of things are harder than it seems, and I guess I just didn't do it. So I just want to say that, and I love you guys, and I hope that this will just help you guys to move on and even just know what happened and how things played out. So love you guys, and God bless.